guys, it's Alice, and since I am very hopeful that spring is just around the corner, today we're gonna do a little spring TBR. I've picked out 5 books that I'm going to try and read over the next couple of months, and the first one is The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. This is a book I keep seeing on my shelves and being like, oh yeah, I really need to read that one. It's a science fiction-y story set in a college town in Southern California where a sleeping sickness is like making the rounds. So people are falling asleep and they're impossible to wake back up. And when doctors look into it, they have a lot more brain activity than normal, like the people who are asleep, which is weird. And I don't know, it just sounds really intriguing. Then we've got a more modern classic, and it is The Sea by Iris Murdoch. I really want to try and start reading Murdoch's works, and this one sounds really good. It's about this man who retires from his life in the theater in London, and he moves to this isolated home by the sea, and he's trying to write his memoirs, but it doesn't go exactly the way that he wants it to. And I don't know if this is a good place to start with Murdoch. If any of you guys have read a lot of her work, I would love to know like where to start and what you thought of her books. Next, we've got a book in Norwegian, and it is Primorsky's Hest by Maja Lunde. This seems to sort of follow the same recipe that Lunde's other books in this very loose series follows. The first book in this series is The History of Bees, and the second one is The End of the Ocean. And the reason I say it's a loose series is because you don't need to read them in order. They don't really have that much to do with one another. And in this, we follow a zoologist in 1881 in St. Petersburg. We follow a veterinarian in the 90s, and then we follow a woman in Norway in 2064. And this title translates to Przewalski's horse, so I'm assuming all of the timelines have something to do with horses. All of Lunde's books in this series always deal with some sort of environmental issues, which is why I like them so much, so I'm very excited about this one. Second to last, we have got The Architects Apprentice by Elif Shafak. I really liked another book that I read by Elif Shafak not too long ago called 10 minutes 38 seconds in this strange world, and it really made me want to read more of her work, and I happened to have a copy of this one, so I think I'm gonna give it a go. It's historical fiction, and I think it's set in the Ottoman Empire, and we follow a 12-year-old boy who becomes an architect's apprentice, and I think we follow him for his whole life. Lastly, we have Let Me Lie by Claire McIntosh. I kind of just feel like throwing a mystery thriller into the mix here, and I've read 2 other books by Claire McIntosh and really enjoyed them. This one is about a woman who commits suicide in the exact same like brutal manner that her husband did a couple of months before, but is it suicide or is it murder? Dun dun dun. Sounds intriguing. Okay guys, those were all the books that I had to show you today. I'd love to know what books are on your spring TBR, and I will see you soon. Bye!